Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me.
Yeah.
Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.
I really do this.
I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a stand-up man.
Yeah.
They be hating on the squads, but they really a fan. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mike Sports Vibes, ballin'. Thank you for vibing with your boy. Now, listen, I got some questions, for all the Sixer fans, man, because, look, man, we got to talk about this. It's the unfortunate truth. So, my whole thing is I love this team, but at the end of the day, this team's been struggling. This team's been looking bad lately. This team, I feel like the season is over, and I'm trying my hardest to be as optimistic as possible. But should the 76ers tank this season? Because I'm going to keep it real. The 2025 NBA draft could possibly fix the franchise. And I say possibly because we drafted high picks, and they didn't work out for us. So I'm saying possibly. I'm not getting my hopes up completely, even if we happen to get a top 6 pick, top 4 pick, because I think if we get a top 6 pick, we keep our pick from the Thunder, but we still got to give that pick to them in the 2026 draft, I believe. But we're definitely going to read up on that. But is this season over? That's another thing. Like, is this season over for the Philadelphia 76ers? And we're definitely going to talk about it. Honestly, in my opinion, what's our record right now? Let's put it up right here. Let's put it up. Let's read some things. Let's read some articles real quick. Let me just keep it real with you. I think the season is over, but what's our record? Let me look what our record is. I don't even know what our record is right now. Let me see what our record is. I think, hold on, my phone going off. I think our record is like 15-25, something crazy like that. So I think our season is completely over, and this is why, we're 15-26, even worse. 15-26, and we're about to go against the Denver Nuggets, one of the best teams in the Western Conference tonight. In our next 10 games, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is why I got this question. Should we start tanking? Because when you really think about it, right? And think for everybody that's in the building right now, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're a Philadelphia 76er fan or a Philadelphia Phillies fan. We will be covering both teams on this channel. And I'm looking forward to the Phillies to actually play because the season for the Sixers is looking bad. But I'm a diehard Sixer fan, so it is what it is. I'm going to cover them regardless. But right now, let's look at the schedule together because let's see. So right now, we got the Nuggets and not the Nuggets. The Nuggets. So we got the Nuggets, the Cavs. That's the L. Gosh, Lee. The Bulls. That's probably an L too. The Lakers. That's probably an L too. The Kings. That's probably an L too. And then, did we get any news about Joel Embiid and his injury? They said he'll be being reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. I haven't been keeping track, so hopefully he's going to be back soon. I don't know if he's coming back. Maybe he won't come back, but I hope he does because I really want him to prove myself wrong, prove a lot of doubters wrong that he can come back and be good. But it just sucks about the whole situation with Joel Embiid. But let's talk about the draft prospects for the 2025 NBA draft, and let's talk about how we will possibly get that pick, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. If we could somehow, let me look at the comments. I know we got some people in the building. Shout out to my boy A in the building. No, my gosh, Goldberg. Sixers are in the tank. Wars and 3 max contracts. Unbelievable. You ain't lying, but this right here, I gotta hit you with the nah, bruh, nah. But listen, y'all, let me put this up real quick. This is how we will get our pick if it's in the top 6, I believe. Let me just make sure we're going to look at it together. So in order for us to keep our pick, I think it's this article right here. Let's see. All right, so look. So it's saying, this is the article from, let me see, SB Nation Liberty Ballers. And it says, at least we're halfway there. Shorthanded Sixers take on the Nuggets past the midway point of the season. Actually, this is not even the article. We're going to get to this article a little bit later. So this is actually not even the article I was wanting to read. Hold on, y'all. It's actually the other one. I got so many things on here. All right, so the league. I think it's this one right here, but let's see. Uh, this one. I think it's this one. So I believe if we get a top. All right, so look, this is from Adam Arison, Philly Voice staff, and he says, "How can the Sixers keep their 2025 first round pick?" And this is how they can keep it. So the very first trade. I don't want to tell. That's just giving me. I want to get right to the point. And this discussion is important. The rules, the league, Drew lottery. Where is it at? Where is it at? All right. So in the discussion, in the important to discuss the new rules in NBA draft lottery, which were supposedly implemented and discouraged tanking, but have showed few signs of actually doing that. That's true because we already talking about taking. We already went through the process and we talk about taking again. And we got, like my boy A said, we got 3 max players and we're tanking. And we're this bad. The league used a lottery for the first 3 selections, with each team odds of earning a premium pick being greater if they had a worse regular season record in the season which had just concluded. The league made a few critical changes to the format, including adjusting the odds so that the 3 worst teams all had equal chances of landing one of the top few selections. And I think that's pretty cool, but that's not what I'm looking for. Where did I find it at? Well, I can't find it. I thought I found it on this article, but I'm trying to find it. But I know that if we have a top 6 pick, we can keep our pick. That's what I'm hearing. And then we're still going to have to give up the 2026 first round pick to the Thunder. So I like this draft. I don't know about the 2026 draft, but this draft, I think in 2025 is a draft that we should definitely keep an eye on, because the potential of greatness, the potential of us actually turning this franchise around is so we have to do it, man. I'm tired of losing. Shout out to TY in the building. Let's talk about the picks though, man. Let's get straight to it, man. And this is from Bleacher Report. This is their opinion on the which teams are going to draft who and what pick. In my opinion, there's a couple of players. So you got to start with they got Washington with the first overall pick. They're going to draft power forward / point guard Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg, in my honest opinion, right? I looked at his highlights and I'm very impressed with his ball handling. He's very, very good at facilitating the basketball. They don't talk about that as much. They talk about, he can shoot and all that, but he's really a floor general. I could see him being really good in the NBA, and I would love to get him in the 76er uniform. What is he? 6'9", 205 pounds. He has handle. I think he would be awesome. Pro comparison is they got him compared to Andre Kirilenko for the defense, and they have him Jalen Johnson offensively. Now, I'm a defensive person. I like Jalen Johnson offensively, but Andre Kirilenko, I'm not sure if people remember who that is, but I remember him playing for the Jazz. Kirilenko was a freaking dog on defense, man. Like one of my favorite, like his game. He might not get a whole bunch of highlights when it comes to putting up 30 points, 20 points, and all like that. But when I tell you his defense was elite, his defense was really, really good. Now, when you talk about Jalen Johnson, his offensive, comparing him to him, that's cool too. I like that too. I like both. If he's anywhere, if he can have both of them combined, I would honestly be excited for that. They said Duke hasn't been tested lately, but this current stretch has helped Cooper Flagg further separate at number 1. His epic 42. Let me go down a little bit here. His epic 42.7 assist game against Notre Dame showcased the entire package of self-creation in counter offense, 3-level shot maker, and intelligent passing. Like I said, his facilitating is awesome. He shot 16 of 17 from the line. He's a good free throw shooter. I got to look at it on. I'm gonna look at his free throw shooting percentage. But this game he was excellent. Bringing his percentage on the season up. They telling me 80%, 80.6% from the free throw line. He's making threes, four versus Notre Dame, and delivering more flashes of one-on-one scoring and execution off the bounce. So he can play ball, he can play off ball. He's tremendous on defense, and I like this kid, man. I like this kid, and I hope that he goes to the right team. Preferably, I would want him to come to the 76ers. But 9 times out of 10, we not drafting number 1. We're not drafting number 1. If it happens, I just hope we don't jinx the brother, man. It just seems like everybody that we draft number 1 turns out to be not the best. You know, Ben Simmons had the talent but didn't have the mindset. Markelle Fultz had the talent, but he lost his jump shot. And it's unfortunate, but it's a fact. So I don't necessarily care about having a number 1 pick. I just care about us picking the right player, because we know that we drafted Tyrese Maxey at number 21, I believe, and Jared McCain, what was he, like 18, something like that. So I wouldn't mind we're not going to be the draft that low. We're not going to be the keeper pick if we draft that low, but it doesn't matter. 6 through 1, if we get any of those picks, I just want us to pick the right guy, because we really need help to change the culture in this franchise, because as much as I love Joel Embiid, I don't know when this man's going to ever play again when it comes, like, consistently. Not just play 1 game or 2 and then be out for 3 months. I'm talking about consistently playing. So now they got the number 2 pick, Dylan Harper, point guard, shooting guard. We don't necessarily need that because we have Jared McCain, but he definitely has game. But let's talk about Bailey. Ace Bailey from Rutgers, small forward, Toronto Raptors. They got him drafted 3rd overall. Ace Bailey. I like this kid as well. I was watching his highlights, and I like his defense. They say pro comparison is Brandon Miller and Michael Porter Jr. I guess. I think he's going to be better than both of them. Just my honest opinion. I think he's going to be better than both of them. I love his three-point shot. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get back to Cooper real quick. So for Cooper, when I'm looking at his stats per game this season for Duke, 19.2 in points, 8.1 in rebounds, 4.1 in assists, shooting 48.8% from the field. When it comes to his three-point percentage, he's shooting 34.8% from 3. His free throw shooting has improved and is 80.9. He's averaging 8 rebounds. I already said 8 rebounds. He's averaging 1.2 in blocks, 1.6 in steals, 2.6 in turnovers. Yes. How many threes is he shooting a game? Between 1 and 4 threes a game. So he's shooting a pretty good amount of threes a game. I like Cooper. I really do, man. Let's get Cooper. Let's tank for Cooper. If there was a possibility to tank for Cooper, let's tank for Cooper, bro. Yeah. Now, let's get back to Ace, because I think this is a player that I wouldn't mind getting as well. Let's see. Read something. Yo, T.Y. Gilbert. No, Mike. Is that the Eagles jersey that you have on? You know darn well ain't no Eagles jersey. Hey, listen, bro. Listen, y'all know I'm not no Eagle fan. I don't know what type time you want, bro. Should the 76ers trade him for better players? Trade who for better players? We can pick up some better and younger players. Yeah. I'm not sure who you talking about. Who you talking about trading? But Ace Bailey, let's get Ace Bailey. That's another good prospect. They got him going to the Toronto Raptors. And like I said, January has shown us the biggest pros and cons with Ace Bailey shot making, positional measurements, tough shot selection, and limited burst /handle. Oh, wow, they breaking his game down. With Dylan Harper out, he exploded for 39 points, carrying Rutgers and generating offense with his jump shot and ridiculous release point. He then combined to shoot 8 of 31 in losses to Wisconsin and Purdue, having trouble earning easy baskets. Bailey bounced back for an efficient performance against UCLA, where he picked his spots better, didn't force plays, and used his length to disrupt defensively. Even considering Bailey's weaknesses, NBA teams are going to feel a sense of comfort with a 6'10 wing who offers special shooting skills and an ability to create separation just by using positional height and length. I like Ace Bailey as well. I think people look, all these, and I say this about the NFL draft too. Every prospect, because these are prospects, right? Every prospect in the NFL draft and in the NBA draft have weaknesses. It's all about developing. And that's my concern when it comes to the Sixers. Can they develop? Can the Sixers develop who they draft? If they get to draft somebody in the 2025 NBA draft, will they be able to develop him? Because there's no perfect product. There's no Michael Jordan. There's no LeBron James in this draft. Let's keep it real. That's a rarity of a draft like that for both of those drafts. You know what I mean? So I just want to say, like, you have to do more than just drafting a talented player with game in college, because there's levels to the game. There's levels to college compared to pro basketball, NBA. Now, let me just say this right now. Number 4 pick is shooting guard / small forward VJ Edgecombe. Now, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you, y'all. I'm not saying I like him better than Ace Bailey, but I like him like tied. I like VJ Edgecombe, bro. His athleticism, his explosion, he can shoot the ball. He has game for days. I absolutely like this dude, VJ Edgecombe. But hold up, I'm going a little too fast though. Let's talk about Ace Bailey's points per game. 19.9 points, 7.9 in rebounds, and 0.9 in assists, shooting 48.4% from the field. And Ace Bailey for 3, he's shooting between 2 to 5 threes a game, shooting 39.3% from 3. He's a better 3-point shooter than Cooper Flagg, but his free throw shooting is absolutely horrible. He's shooting, how many free throws is he shooting? 2 to 4 free throws a game. He's shooting 60.6% from the free throw line. So he has to do better. How can you be a very good a very good 3-point shooter, but not be a solid free throw shooter? And listen, that's all about development, and I feel like he's going to be a different person than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons didn't want to work on his free throws. This kid seems like he has more of a mindset to be good, and I feel like when he gets to the NBA, and he's possibly going to be a top 5 pick, top 3 pick in 2025, he's going to work on his free throw shooting, and he's going to be a lot better. He's averaging 1.4 in blocks, 1.1 in steals, 2 turnovers. Yeah, so he has to work on his free throw shooting. That's my biggest concern, because I need I need our players to be good, man. I need our players to be good at the free throw line. I mean, like, when it comes down to it, what was the biggest weakness when we went against the Hawks a few years ago when we had Ben Simmons? It wasn't Hack or Shaq, because Shaq was retired, right? It was Hack or Ben, because Ben Simmons can't shoot a dang on free throw. And that's what all teams are going to do. And I don't want to be like, oh, we got to take Ace Bailey out because he can't hit a free throw at the end of a game. So that's my biggest concern. I think everything else that he's weak on, it's all about developing, and I feel like he'll be fine. I feel like he'll be fine in the long run. Even with his free throws, I think he'll be fine. But getting back to VJ Edgecombe. Let me look up his averages real quick before I even get raw. Let's put this here. Yeah, so let's look up Edgecombe real quick, man. His averages right now for Baylor Bears, 12.8 in points, 5.6 in rebounds, 3.2 in assists, shooting 41.1%, 6'5", 180 pounds. I like VJ Edgecombe. But let's look what Bleacher Report is saying about him. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. They got him going number 6 to the dang on Hornets. 19 years old, Bahamas. Pro comparison is Andrew Wiggins and Iman Shumpert. Consistency has been an issue for VJ Edgecombe, but 100th percentile athleticism and clear shot making ability will keep scouts patient. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he gonna have some weaknesses with all these prospects, but I like his freaking explosiveness when it comes to like him driving to the basket. He's an underrated passer. I like this dude. He made multiple threes in 5 of the 6 games, despite lacking in creation department. He's adding value with his ball movement, 3.2 and assists, while a 4.8 steal percentage. Wow, I didn't even see that. Puts him on a short list of special defense playmakers. The biggest concern may be Edgecombe's struggle finishing below the rim, where he's made just 44.7% of his layups. Now, listen, you got to work on that. You got to work on that. But let's get to his three-point percentage, because they think. All right, so his three-point percentage is a little bit below than we will want it to be. He's shooting between 1.4 to 4.3 in threes a game, and he's shooting 31.9% from 3. So he has to step his game up, period. Shout out to my boy Ryan Rowe in the building. I think the Sixers may get lucky and keep their pick. I think they will, man. Look at the recycle players that this team has, and none of them even playing. You ain't lying. But I like this. Developing more young talent to improve on defensively and shooting the ball, of working on his free throws and size. And that's what it is. That's what it is. I truly feel like that's the one thing that's lacking with this organization is developing their players. I like Joel Embiid was different. So it's not much you could teach somebody like that. You could teach him stuff, but he's an all-time great offensive player. He's an all-time great player in general. When it comes to Tyrese Maxey, I think he just had it. His work ethic was amazing. But what about all the other players are they developing these young players? What's another young player? Jared McCain already had the game. He wasn't developed, bro. He already had the game he had when he came into the NBA. Unfortunately, he tore his meniscus, but he already had the game already. You feel me? You already had the game. But yeah, this guy right here, I like him. I like him a lot. So I wouldn't be mad if we get a VJ Edgecombe. He's like my second. He's tied with Ace Bailey. I got Ace Bailey edging him just a little bit, but I like Edgecombe though. Then they got the Utah Jazz drafting Kasparas Jakosionis. If I jacked his name up, my bad. Illinois point guard, shooting guard. You know. We'll see what happens with Bull. I don't really know too much about him. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't really know too much about him. But he's 6'6", 200 pounds. Lithuania. Pro comparison is Chauncey Billups. What? If he's Chauncey Billups, bruh, listen. If he plays like Chauncey Billups, that's a great, great player to be compared to. I like Chauncey Billups. I love Chauncey Billups a lot. He is currently out from forearm injury, but he's recently added more late game execution to the scouting reel during Illinois' win over Washington. His game and poise continues to radiate pro vibes with using skill. Jukasionis using skill. I don't know what that is. IQ, improvisation, and shot making to make plays without any advantageous athletic trait. So he's not super athletic. Huh. I don't know. But Chauncey Billups wasn't super athletic. He just knew how to play the game. At 6'6", he does seem to offer enough offense versatility for teams to pitcher intangibles, combo guard, but the primary draw to I don't know how to say his Bulls name. I'm sorry. I can't say his name. Is his leadership. Leadership is always amazing. His lead guard potential based on the command he demonstrates in pick and rolls, his ability to balance, generate offense with self created offense and playmaking. Some scouts have moved him into the next tier behind Cooper Flag and Dylan Harper. And I don't think we're going to get Dylan Harper either, and I don't think we're going to even draft Dylan Harper because we already have Jeremy McCain and Tyrese Maxey. I like Dylan Harper as well. All right, for the sixth pick, they got Brooklyn Nets getting that pick, which I will disagree because the Sixers are going to have one of these picks. Is Jeremiah Fears, point guard, shooting guard. Don't think we're not going to need him, but 6'4", Jaden Ivey, Russell Westbrook. Now, if he's anything like Russell Westbrook, you got something special. I don't care what nobody says. Russell Westbrook is a Hall of Famer. One of the greatest point guards, shooting guards, whatever you want to call him of all time. I think he's a point guard because he did lead the league in assists a couple of times, I believe. And he can shoot, and his athleticism was second to probably Derrick Rose in his prime. For a point guard, I feel like there was only one point guard that probably had more athleticism than Russell Westbrook, and that's Derrick Rose. Westbrook was something amazing. So if this guy has anything like a Russell Westbrook, oh my goodness, they got something special. So Jeremiah handle, burst, rim explosion, shot making flashes, and two-way playmaking. Have scouts thinking top 5 potential is speed. It's speed. You mean his speed? It's saying its speed. Why are you calling a dude its speed? His speed and I can't read decisiveness with the way he moves off the bounce and gets to spots that suggests he can continue to create an advantages in the NBA. There are questions about his shooting and decision making for the projected lead guard, but Fears doesn't turn 19 until October. He's a young bull. Bring him to Philly. I don't care. He'll earn a semi-pass from scouts from the inconsistency and turnovers at this age with how dangerous he is off the dribble. His 17-3 strong mid-range pull-up and floater and 29.2 assist percentage should highlight enough shot making and passing capability to bet on long term. Yeah, I like that. I like what I'm hearing. I think honestly, if you talk about comparisons, bro, I like his comparison probably the best. When you talk about Westbrook, I mean, like that's the best comparison out of every. Well, Brandon Miller's a good player too, though. I like Brandon Miller. What they said about Ace Bailey, I believe. I think that's a good comparison. Let me just double check. Who did they compare? Brandon Miller. Who was it? That's all right. So they got Dylan Harper. They got him comparison to Kobe White, Jalen Brunson, and Kate Cunningham. Damn, that's a good comparison. If he plays like them dudes, man. That bull Dylan Harper, man, that'd be special. Whoever gets him. Especially when you talk about Jalen Brunson and Kate Cunningham. I like Kate Cunningham and Jalen Brunson. Even though I'm a Sixer fan, I can't stand Jalen Brunson's flopping, but that bull nice though. He clutch. Ace Bailey, was it who compared? It was Brandon Miller. Yeah, so Ace Bailey, if he's anything like Brandon Miller, I think that's a good comparison. Michael Porter Jr., that's a okay comparison as well. But like I said, Ace Bailey has to work on his free throw shooting. But these players are so young, 18. Like Cooper Flag is like, how old is Cooper Flag? Cooper Flag he 18? I don't think all these dudes is 18. My gosh. I don't know, man. How y'all feeling, man? How do y'all feel about this, y'all? Like if we keep our pick, who would you want? Who would you want? If you had to say, all right, matter of fact, let's make it a little bit fun. If we had the first overall pick, who we drafting? Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey. We're not going to draft Dylan Harper because we have Tyrese and we have Jared McCain. We're not drafting what's the Bulls' name? Edgecombe. We could, because he plays small forward as well. We could. He's 6'5". I don't know. I don't want my small forward being that's small forward though. I don't know. I think honestly, for the Sixers, best case scenario is between Cooper and Ace Bailey. Out of those two. If we had the first overall pick, it's going to definitely be Cooper, though, right? I don't think you could pass Cooper up. I think you have to get him. I feel like, because I'm a defensive-minded person. When you're compared to Kirilenko, defensively, bruh, you got something special, man. I'm a defensive guy. Everybody likes offense, and I like offense as well. But, man, I'm a defensive guy. I value defense as much as I value offense. And offensively, if he plays like Jalen Johnson this year is averaging 19.4 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. And he's an all-around good player. 6'8", 219 pounds from the Hawks. What's his three-point percentage? His three-point percentage ain't the best, though, 32%. Free throws is 74%, Jalen Johnson. But if we can get a Jalen Johnson offensively and a Kirilenko defensively, Cooper Flag, first overall pick, we got something special. Then I would just think about, what are you doing with Paul George? How can you get him off the team? What are you going to do with Joel? Is Joel just going to stay on the team and then hopefully, shit. I ain't going to lie, man. I just really cheer for Joel, man. I do have mixed feelings. Like, I kind of want to let him go and see what we could do, what we can get from him. But then again, I got second. It's just like, I want to win with him, man. Because like I said, he's the greatest Sixer since Allen Iverson. And then it's just unfortunate that his injuries is pretty much taking over his whole career. You're saying Cooper Flag? Hold on, I'm missing some. Trade Joel Embiid to Houston or Magic or Cavs. It's not happening, bro. Get a chance at a ring. It doesn't make sense to keep going in circle. I feel you. I don't think they traded him. It's all about the money, bro. It's all about the money. Boycott LeBron. We don't need him in Philip. Why you gotta say that, T.Y.? Because you know I like a LeBron. 76ers are bad at free throws already. No more bad free throws. But you could work on the free throws, bro. If the Sixers have the number 1 pick, they would have to pick Cooper. Yeah, they would have to, right? It would be Cooper, and then I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think they get in the first overall pick. If they do, I'll be like, wow. I think Cooper Flag is the answer. He brings his all-around game is better than the other prospects. Outside looking in, because we don't know what they're gonna look like in the NBA, but I feel like Cooper's overall game, when it comes to defense, when it comes to free throw shooting, is all right. It's 80. It's pretty good, actually. 3-point percentage. His defense, though. I love his defense and I love his facilitating. So if you could get a player like that, 6'9", can be a small forward, power forward, can play point, can play shooting guard. Like, he could play literally 4 positions, bro. He could play 4 positions. So it's like, if you have a player like that could play 4 positions and he has the talent, I think you kind of have to, you go that route, right? Malik, 76ers are bad at signing role players. That's why we have to rely on the draft to get players. I feel like you're so correct, I think it's deeper than just role play. I think it's the GM. The GM is actually just not doing a good job. I feel like the biggest mistake was Paul George. There's 2 big mistakes, right? And this is not on Daryl Morey with the Jimmy Butler. Letting Jimmy go, that was a big behind mistake. And then Daryl Morey's biggest mistake was probably not trading Ben Simmons, if the rumors are true, for Tyrese Halliburton and what's his name? Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton. If that rumor was true, that was a big mistake. And then another big mistake was signing Paul George. I feel like not even the signing of James Harden was the biggest mistake. I think James Harden was a good signing. I feel like we just didn't win. We just didn't win with James Harden. But when I tell you that that mistake for me that Daryl Morey needs to be held accountable for is the Paul George signing. I just feel like he should have looked somewhere else to spend the money, because now you're kind of stuck with a player that has a max contract. How are you going to get out of that contract? How are you going to be able to trade a Paul George? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sure, the 76ers tank. But yeah, I think the Sixers are in the mixture of tanking, and they're trying to see when, if Joel Embiid doesn't come back, it's tank season. Even if he does come back, I feel like we don't have a chance, and I hope I'm proven wrong. But at the same time, I wish the Sixers could. I want a fresh start. I'm ready to move on a little, like, to be honest with you, and I just want this team to be good, man. I just want this team to be good. That's all I'm asking for. A team that's a contender for at least 8 years or so. Like, give me a contender, man. How long was the Spurs contenders when they had Tim Duncan in them? How many years was the what's that other good team? I'm trying to think with the Heat. They did get Shaq. They won that one championship. I'm not really sure how much D Wade was in the playoffs before Shaq. I don't remember, but I know the Heat, D Wade, when they had LeBron, of course, they're contenders with Chris Bosh. That's automatic. The Warriors, you know what I mean? They drafted that is the perfect franchise, to be honest with you. When it in the Spurs, how the Warriors got Green. They drafted Green. They drafted Clay. They drafted Steph Curry. For them to draft that nucleus of players, those players, and be contenders for how many years in a row, they're still pretty darn good. They still got Green. They still have Steph Curry. The Warriors been good for a very long time, man. And they're in the harder conference. I want to be the Warriors. I want to be a team that is a contender every year. Right now they're 21-21, but you know, they lost to the Celtics yesterday, 125-85. But the Warriors, I mean, they're getting up. Well, Steph Curry's getting a little up there. I feel like Steph Curry's gonna retire a Warrior. And I feel like they just need something else, a change. I'm trying to look at the conference standings. But 76ers are, oh, I got that. 20 years for the Spurs with Tim. Right. So that's what I'm saying. When's the last time the Sixers were like really good, like contenders? Last time was Allen Iverson. I'm not just talking about like 3 years, bro. I'm talking about actual, like, we was getting into the playoffs and actually getting out the second round and having a chance. It was AI years. That's a long time. That's a very long time. Like, yeah, we had years where we won 50 games, 50-plus games, when we had Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, but we getting knocked out in the second round, so it doesn't really mean nothing. We haven't had a franchise that been winners for 20 years like the Tim Duncan era with the Spurs. And I still think if Tim Duncan was in his prime, I know he's up there in age now, he can't come back when it comes to basketball years. He's up there in age. If he was to be like in his prime right now and he came back to the NBA, I guarantee you he would still dominate. He might not be the most athletic. He might not be the most explosive to the rim and all that other stuff. He would still dominate because he dominates on both ends of the dang on court. And I guarantee you he would change this NBA right now. He would change the way all these big men are starting to shoot threes way too much. He would change it. I'm telling you. But he did shoot an occasional three. So I think he could play in this era of basketball. People are going to be like, oh, he's too old school. People will probably think that KG can't even play in this era. And I think KG could play in any era. I think KG, if he was playing right now, he will be able to play in the era right now. Right now. Tim Duncan, right now. I'm telling you. James Harden should have never been a 76er. Be real, there was better moves. Yeah, I think we should have got a few other moves we could have made. if Daryl Morey didn't have a close friendship with him. There were guys, but he waited, and we had to settle for James Harden. And I agree, bro. I feel like he settled. I feel like he, he kind of waited to the last minute. He messed around and found out the hard way that you got to make moves, man. You can't always be patient. Sometimes you got to be like, snap your fingers and just and go with it, man. Go with your gut feeling. You can't always be patient sometimes. You got to make that move to win a championship. And that's why the Sixers are in the situation we're in right now, because now we're in a situation where we're about to go against the Nuggets. I don't think that's going to be a dub. We're about to go against a lot of good teams. We're going to start losing a lot more. And it's so unfortunate. I'm not going to be live for this game at 10 o'clock. It's too late for me to go live. But I will be live for the next game. What is the next game? The next game for the Sixers. Let's see what the next game is. Besides the Nuggets tonight, it's the Cavaliers on Friday. So I will be live against the Cavaliers. And that's just, oh my gosh, this can get so bad, y'all. Like, we going against some tough teams, bro. Some tough teams. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to stay afloat. We're not afloat now, but gosh, Lee, you talk about tanking for a flag, it might happen. Because then, like, there's no wins. I don't see any wins. And then they got the nerve to have PG questionable for the game. I'm like, man, like, you just paid this man. I don't know, man. I just think a little bit differently, man. I ain't trying to count nobody's money, but it's just like, dang, bro, you just signed a max contract and you ain't even playing. Ain't even playing. But, yep, that's pretty much it, man. I think this season is pretty much over, but I'm hoping I'm proven wrong. And when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the draft, I wouldn't mind having Cooper, and I wouldn't mind having Ace Bailey, or a couple other players. I wouldn't mind having Edgecombe. Shoot, I wouldn't mind having that bull. What's his name? Kasparas Jukasionis. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't mind having him as well, man. If he's anything like Chauncey Billups, I know he's a shooting guard point guard. That's the problem, though. He's a shooting guard point guard, so it kind of won't work because we already have it. So never mind about him. So either Edgecombe and Cooper or Ace Bailey are the three choices. But that's all I got to say, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day. It is Tuesday, and man, I'm just so over this, man. I just want to start winning. Will the Sixers start winning soon? I don't know. But I'm out, y'all. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Peace.
Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. Yeah. Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go. I really do this. I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a stand-up man. Yeah. They be hating on the squads, but they really a fan. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.